We are live. We ready. We ready. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, evening, everyone.
Yeah. So we are on another episode of Table 34. Hope everybody is doing well on this Thursday evening. Quincy,
Last Thursday before the lockdown done. Last Thursday before the lockdown done.
Last Thursday, yeah?
I will be inside. I will be inside. I will not be outside. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we have we do a topic that's going to be sweet. No pun intended. It's going to be real sweet. And here we have Jonathan in the chat. So today we are speaking about the best or your favorite ice cream in Trinidad and Tobago. And right now we will be joined by two other guests, but right now on the guest panel we have someone who really needs no introduction, but I will still ask her to introduce herself. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guest.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Renee Andrews, and I'm the proud owner of Sovete. It's an online frozen dessert company, and we specialize in artisanal eggless products. So I have ice cream, we have sorbets, we have popsicles, frozen yogurt, you name it. It's there. I recently started the business. It's a year and a half old. I just wanted to do something different in terms of the regular norm, because we know Trinidadians, we just know every Sunday you go on the road, you get a scoop of ice cream, but has it ever been delivered to you? It's never been done. And it's 2020. At the age of the snapping of your finger, you can have food delivered right to your door. So why not ice cream? So I decided to do it, and so far it's been great. It's been a journey. Of course, starting a new business is never easy, but it's something I love, and I actually have a really, really great support group and following. I call them my Sovete family because honestly, they're like family. I have a lot of, I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of different things. So each month my flavors change. So there's never something that will return, or if it returns, it's only because my Sovete family, they voted it back in. So yeah, it's something different and something exciting. So yeah,
nice.
Basically that's it.
And you have a general passion for ice cream.
I do. I had ice cream for breakfast today. I had it for lunch, and I was just about to have some. Yeah, I was just about to have some, but I was like, oh crap, I have this meeting. Let me, focus on not do something, do that. But yeah, it's something that brings me happiness and it brings me joy. It honestly does. At the end of a long day or a celebration or anything like that, that's the thing that I gravitate towards too. And I think, in retrospect, I think it goes for everyone. It's something that really brings you joy and happiness. It's, it's something nostalgic as well. You grow up on it, and it's the number one dessert in the world. So, yeah.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah.
And we are joined by Jonathan. Jonathan, I traded into the deep end one time. Introduce yourself to the audience, Jonathan, please.
Hey,
we lose him. We lose him. All right. So, in the meantime, while Jonathan sorts out his Ronaldo, you have had some experience working in the industry. I go in there, but I mean diving in yet. But let's let people know that you have some insights to share. But before we get into the nitty-gritty and the meat, I want to start with you, Ronaldo. What do you like in an ice cream? What does make an ice cream real good for you?
Chocolatey.
Wow.
Well, yes.
Now, for me, something that is, I guess, very creamy, not too sweet. So you're not using sugar just to mask having no flavor.
Right.
I am not somebody who generally likes inclusions. The contrast of texture kind of is a bit off-putting for me sometimes. So something that is a bit smooth, not too sweet. Yeah, for me, peanut ice cream is, well, oh shit, we ain't getting into it yet, but
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
that's it. For me,
Yeah.
not necessarily inclusions, I'll avoid that, but
Right.
not too sweet, creamy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Quincy, what was?
Pretty
Oh.
similar, pretty similar. I'm big on texture, mouthfeel, right?
Mhm.
I need ice cream to be real because ice cream for me real indulgent, man. You know, is that thing that at least for me I don't have it often. Usually when I'm having it, it's an opulent moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want like a nice, rich, creamy, smooth texture. You know, velvety. I want them kind of thoughts to pop up now, right?
Yeah.
And then I like unique flavors. I'll put it that way.
Right.
Um, Good with the vanilla and the chocolate and you know them kind of things. I like unique flavors, unique contrast with you know that creamy goodness.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Unlike, well, I mean, I like a nice creamy ice cream as well. I have no problem with inclusions, as they call it. Um, so it depends on the texture. As long as it's not too off-putting, I could do, something with, you know, little chips or something, or
Or
chunks or something
fruit
in
or
it. Yes, yes. So I don't mind that at all. I think we have Jonathan back. Jonathan, we have you. Jonathan, you there? I think he listening to the thing. All right.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Yes, we are in
yeah.
it.
You're sounding very soft. Just give me a few minutes and me try and figure out what is the sound issue I'm having.
Cool. Sure, no problem.
Yeah. Mute your other feeds.
All right. And we are also joined by Ornella.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, we are good.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
So, Ornella, we already started, but please, we turn you into the hot seat one time.
No
Can
worries,
you?
had some connection issues.
That's fine. Can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure, hi. So I'm Onala Gildy Freitas and I am the brand manager for Bon Ice Cream, which is distributed by Bridals.
Nice. And so, Ornella, when it comes to ice cream, what do you look for in ice cream that makes it, enjoyable for you?
I mean, Bon's tagline is find happiness here, right? So ice cream is really all about happiness. What makes you happy in an ice cream? Definitely the taste and flavor variety. People definitely go for a flavor that they either really like or something that they're accustomed to. It's also very nostalgic. So you'll find people going towards a flavor that they remember when they were a kid or something that, mommy used to make, that kind of thing. So definitely quality as well as flavor options.
Nice. Okay.
Right.
Good. And Rennie, we know that. I mean, this entire thing is your field. And what is your go-to? What is your criteria?
It's a little bit about everyone's time. For me, it would definitely have to be mouthfeel first. I definitely look for that rich, creamy texture. I love add-ins. I don't know what wrong with Ronaldo. A good brownie or cookie in an ice cream is the best thing ever. Especially caramel sauce, like Ronaldo. What is
Come along. I'll get to that later.
What
What are you doing with your life?
Come along. You'll get to that.
So basically, Ronaldo is a plain guy. Like he just like plain chocolate or vanilla. Like he not into the add-ins, but the add-ins are what makes it amazing, And it's like you have any best of both worlds because you can have your ice cream, you can have cake in ice cream. I mean, come on, think about it.
These are endless.
Yeah, so for me, though, my favorite flavor would always be salted caramel. That contrast between the sweet and the saltiness and a little bit of the burnt caramel is like everything for me. But yeah, I love add-ins and salted caramel is my favorite.
Nice. Okay. Jonathan, you here with us?
I'm hearing you all now perfectly. I don't know what's going on.
Great. We just call them little moments Teddy Riley.
Thanks, everyone.
So if you could,
Good night.
good night, good evening. Introduce yourself to the panel, well, to the audience. Sorry.
Hi again, everyone. My name is Jonathan Chatter. I'm sales manager at Aqua Limited. So we see about lots of the imported ice cream brands, which I'm sure you're familiar with, and also our newest addition to the family, ice cream family, Creamery Ice Cream.
Right.
Creamery, no, but the ice cream is the proper name. So
Right.
going into that creamery.
Creamy, right. Jonathan, when it comes to ice cream, what do you go for? What was your the attributes you look for in a good ice cream?
Personally speaking,
Yeah.
if you want ice cream, like for me, if you want ice cream, you want something after you eat it, you're just gonna lie down on your belly. You can have an ice cream and you don't want it afterwards.
Oh gosh.
Relax.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
So if you eat ice cream, you know, a super ice cream, a bar, whatever, and you still hungry afterwards, that's not a good ice
Okay.
Jonathan, quick question. Are you plain or do you like add-ins as well?
Answer wisely.
Yeah.
cream.
Do you like plain flavors like with no add-ins, like no brownies, no cookies, no sauce, nothing?
No, I mean, it depends on what
I
you
feel
want.
it's
You know, sometimes
quick,
if you just want something afterwards. Now, if you just want something to relax with, plain. But if you want to funky it up, you gotta add those brownies in, you gotta get them sprinkled. Those is
Thank
what
you.
grow up
All
with.
right.
Yeah,
All
add that
right.
thing.
Right.
Right.
Ice cream is a
Where coming from me?
Yeah. Good, I know you look like
Why they coming from me? Like, what was?
So are we at the moment? Should we jumping in one time?
There you jump in.
Yeah.
One time. All right.
There you jump in. There you jump in.
I'll start with let me start with Onella. Now, Onella, I know your answer to this. It might be biased. Might be biased. You might have an obligation to say, to lead in a certain direction. But I'm going to ask you personally, to remove the brand manager hat for a split second. What is your favorite ice cream?
My favorite ice cream. Let's be real political here.
Yeah.
No, my favorite ice cream is homemade ice cream. It will always win being from the Caribbean and local. But we also know that we no longer live in a time where we can always just make ice cream.
Right.
You know, mom and dad don't make ice cream anymore. So definitely though, and not being biased or political, Bon birthday cake is my favorite, simply because it's a flavor that you don't typically get in the other brands, and being loyal to your own. So currently it's my favorite, but salted caramel is on the menu there as well for likables. But yeah, definitely at this time, Bon birthday cake for sure would be my favorite outside of homemade.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Renee.
Oh.
Let me hear it. What's your favorite ice cream?
So basically, my company change flavors every month, and we go by theme. And last month.
No, wait, not to cut you, right? No, why asking? We get into flavors yet. I need to know what's your favorite brand of ice cream.
Well, that's
All right, cool.
So you heard what I said. Salted caramel was my favorite, right?
Yes.
So because of the themes, last month was my birthday, so it's all targeted towards the things that I love. So of course I had to go to salted caramel, but I didn't just want to do salted caramel. So I did a sea salt ice cream with caramel ribbons in it, and that, my friends, is my favorite, and it's by Sovetti and only by Sovetti. You can't get a scoop of that anywhere else in Trinidad and Tobago.
So we have a trend happening here. All right.
No. Okay. So let me tell you.
No, you like what you like.
No, I feel like the question should have been, what is your favorite brand other than your own?
So prior to me opening Sovetti, honestly, hardcore Haagen-Dazs sauce caramel. Just honestly.
I know that for a fact.
Right, that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah.
But I mean, you're making your own now, so you can make it exactly how you like.
Yes, not too sweet that all it is sweetness. You actually get real flavors and
Nice. All right, Jonathan.
$1,000,000 question.
Yeah, $1,000,000 question.
But you have a variety to choose from, so you have it nice.
You have it much easier.
You might think so, but it's such a variety, you get confused once in a while.
Yeah, true.
But personally speaking, and this has been for years, even before I was in this business, in Haagen-Dazs strawberry. You see with those chunks of real strawberries in it.
Yeah.
I can't get away from that. Up to today, I love that Haagen-Dazs strawberry.
Okay.
Haagen-Dazs strawberry. All right, nice.
Right.
Quincy, I'm holding up on Ronaldo. Quincy.
Yeah. Well, my favorite ice cream is my brand of ice cream, which is wherever in my deep freeze. Right, and I chill myself, from scratch. But it's tricky for me because it's tying into flavor.
Depends on your mood.
It depends on my mood too. It's a difficult question to answer, and only now as we're talking about it right now, I realize how difficult it is. But hopefully I'll have a chance to talk more about this a little later on when we're talking about flavors and so on. And I will say my favorite brand of ice cream right now is Bees, only because they carry the particular brand that the particular flavor that I will hit all the time, and they do it well. To me, is the best one.
Nice.
It's very good. I mean, ice cream really is a mood. Whatever mood you're in, and you're feeling to have a particular brand, you might like a particular flavor in that brand. Have one particular brand. I don't see that most people have that. They have a variety that they like depending on the flavors.
Yeah.
True. Sure. Ronaldo.
All right, cool. So let me get it started. Me, Haagen-Dazs plain chocolate, not the Belgian. Plain chocolate for years was the pinnacle of ice cream. It is the smoothest, creamiest, not very sweet ice cream you can find. If you like chocolate, you love Haagen-Dazs chocolate ice cream, right?
Yeah.
But I've been picking up a life recently for the last couple of years, and Ben and Jerry's.
The man went and buy ice cream.
Let me explain why. Because the inclusion, Ben and Jerry's is the only brand that I've ever found. I like the strawberry, but I find the strawberry Haagen-Dazs is not bad. But for me, some of those fruits, when they get frozen, they stay very hard. So you have this very distinct change in texture from the ice cream to the fruit. I don't know what or how Ben and Jerry's does it, but their inclusions do give it that very sharp contrast, right? So the caramel core with the caramel in it, yeah, that's wonderful.
Look at you knowing about adding.
I in this game, I in this game.
Yeah, I'm inside it.
There's Ronaldo streets now.
For me, this recently, the chocolate fudge brownie has been but Haagen-Dazs recently. But all that being equal, I mean, I would get Haagen-Dazs if the pocket allows and I'm feeling for ice cream while I'm in a supermarket. But a peanut homemade ice cream from a cart close out the road will always be, again, it comes back to the nostalgia and the childhood and that kind of stuff. That would be my go-to if I'm really in the mood for ice cream and I'm already in the mood for the rub belly after you finish and just lie down and buy a cart and get a peanut.
I like Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey. So for me, I would have said, he asked me this a couple of years ago, I'd tell you Nice Treats on 6th Avenue would have been my favorite, but Nice Treats burned down.
Oh Lord.
Unfortunately. So yeah, ice cream shop burning down. Like, oh, how did that happen?
Wow.
But recently, earlier this year, I discovered Sandy's. I can't remember the full name of the business, but Sandy's, like call it Sandy's ice cream. They do an extensive range of flavors, and I ain't gonna lie, every single one that I taste was real good. They did not have a bad offering. So based on that, I think I would give Sandy's my top choice. Right now, that might change. Who knows? But
Where they at?
Any particular flavor from that?
you know,
Market research is happening here, guys.
Yeah.
I will I'll have to go back and check. But they had, I mean, if you get into flavors, they had my favorite flavor, which is soursop. Soursop ice cream is yeah, and the soursop was amazing. So I
Where
think
they located, Harry?
there's a pop up. So there's like the up markets and that kind of thing. But you can find them on Instagram. I'll find the link and I'll find it and share it. So talking about flavors, I think is a good time that we could get into that. What are your favorite flavors? And I will start with Ornella.
My favorite flavors. So because I like homemade, I would be in agreement with you. Soursop, barbadine, all those local flavors, definite faves. But then I have to back Ronaldo. If it's not that, it's really basic things like your vanilla. As I said, salted caramel is as fancy as I may go. And then my current one now is birthday cake, just because it's like vanilla with a twist.
All right. Well, you know what? Let me ask the question a little different. Let me frame it a little different. If it had one ice cream flavor that they could keep, we're gonna delete all the other ice cream flavors from the existence, and you had to keep one. Which one would it be?
I feel like you know us. Which one I'm sure on I would want to keep.
Look at you now, boy. Wow.
Yeah.
But that's like saying you're only gonna have one mood for the rest of your life.
That's true, exactly.
You see, I'm trying to get everybody to commit to one. I mean, we will get into the others. We'll do like a tier. You know what? All right, let me make it easier for you. Slightly easier. Top three.
Top three.
Top three flavors you can keep.
Sauce, vanilla, salted caramel.
She did.
All right. So that's the three. Okay. Renee, three flavors you had to keep.
I was ready to answer when you say one. I'll always back salted caramel. Like I'll always back
salted caramel is the top. Okay. Good. All right.
Secondly, caramel brownie. Again, I like real sweet things, so my spectrum will just always remain like you don't even have a spectrum, it's just sweet. So salted caramel, brownie caramel, and what would be my third? Damn. This is interesting. I'll go for Baileys and cream. It's a real tie between s'mores and Baileys and cream. Like it's right there with each other. Like I can't figure out one. Yeah, s'mores or Baileys and cream. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Jonathan.
He starts off with strawberry, hands down. I love my
food.
Yeah, so that's it. Strawberry. That's it. Okay.
Second for me really is I mean I must agree. We have to have support those local flavors. You see a dread peanut ice cream. And I'm trying to remember the name. It's not a commercially available name. The pop-up like Sandy, Outer Grande, right there on the stretch. I think not too long as they head into towards Pan Grande in the Valencia stretch. They're peanut, my word. But a dread peanut ice cream for sure. And for third, there was one again. I'm going back to my brands. There's one that we used to have called coconut passion fruit. My goodness. It
That's
had like
something nice. That's something
That's
nice.
something real nice. That's something
Yeah.
real nice.
it was very good, but they tend to do flavors for like a year and then stop them.
Discontinue it.
Yeah.
Right.
They keep things interesting, but but that was I knew that was going away, the insider information. I went and buy like 5 cases. That was so good. It didn't last long, but I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing with like that ice cream, but kind of fruitiness in it. That's what I like.
Nice. Nice. Quincy, I know you're going to answer already, but let me hear it.
Well, I'm glad for the top 3 actually. I'm glad for the top 3.
It was something.
No, because you say it was a cop out. Give me one. Give me
Oh
one.
gosh, let me benefit too now.
All right.
I mean, my go-to when we was at one, then delete everything, leave Guinness for me. Leave a Guinness ice cream. For me, a Guinness ice cream win. I think that have somebody nostalgia and thing in it because I from Baratara and I walk up the road and reach by the avenue by 6th Avenue there. You buy it, you $20. I used to flex there.
I was using my $20 an ice cream.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big bowl of ice cream now. But it wasn't COVID time, so you're eating and you're sharing ice cream and thing normal,
Right.
But Jen, Guinness for me is it. Like I always in the mood for a nice little Guinness ice cream. I cool it that. It's no go to. The next thing I have to put on the list, I must put it on the list, is I know what people go and say, bougie and all kind of thing like capybara. Yeah. I know people go and tell me all kind of thing, but I the business, I like it, right? The rum and coke ice cream by Zazu.
Oh gosh, Quincy, come down, man. You cannot do that.
Rum and coke.
It best.
No, I ain't gonna lie.
It best.
That was amazing. I don't know how Pierre do that, but it was amazing.
And this was saying, anybody that like ice cream, go and try the rum and coke ice cream by Zazu.
Noted.
And me saying it is a scene, thing. You kind of rum and coke, how you come up with that. When it tasted though, it's an experience.
Okay.
It's a real experience. To taste it and see, like, realize that this tasted exactly like a rum and coke, but in an ice cream kind of vibes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's hands down amazing. Like, ridiculous, right?
Okay.
I feel you do it justice though, because in explaining it, because I mean, you're drinking a rum and coke, you'll get the smoothness of the rum and then the fizziness of the coke.
Yeah.
Imagine capturing that in an ice cream. Imagine you take a scoop of ice cream and you eat that and you're feeling the smoothness of the rum and the fizziness of coke in an ice cream.
Now, let me tell you this, right? I agree with you. Yes, I don't think my description work properly, but this is after a while I'm trying to explain it to people and knowing that you're saying it and you experiencing it, it's two
different things.
Even saying that it's fizzy and all that, you're not going to wrap your mind around it right now. You had to actually do it, and it's still probably might wrap your mind around the fact that you're eating ice cream right now. And
it was served in a float or as a float or no? Just
ice cream.
Ice cream, yes.
Okay. Well, that's unique that they captured those two things together. Yeah.
I don't know how we do it, but
whatever witchcraft you do, going to ask me laugh and but that I was thinking that probably.
But that's common in the States. Use pop rocks as for a fizziness in ice cream, but that's normal in the States. But that's not to do. I definitely want to try it because
try it.
Yeah.
Trust that. Try that.
Any reasons to eat ice cream?
Of course.
Any reasons to eat ice cream?
But sorry, everybody in the comments just saying it, cutting off and starting. I don't know. For us, it's normal, but
people having trouble with the feed. I think one person, I think Marsha, saying her one is giving trouble, but I don't know if anybody having issues with the feed. Let us know in the comments.
I know we having connectivity issues as a country,
Yeah.
Right
so
I
maybe you can start and stop it. Whoever is getting problems, so start it over. Yeah.
Start it over. Yeah.
Quincy, number 3.
Number 3, a third one. Opulent.
Good. But third one still appealing, boy.
Gosh, boy. So with the truffle fries and all kind of things.
It's appealing, but I have a lesser, I say lesser, yes. I have a regular version of it. One time in Fanatic Kitchen Studio, I had a curry ice cream, right? By Chef Abai, right?
Right.
I've been there, right?
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. That really blew my mind.
Did it have like textures in it, or was it smooth?
It was, that one was smooth.
Okay.
That one was real smooth, right?
Okay.
He did that with masala pop rocks actually, but it wasn't inted. It was like a crumble, a masala pop rock crumble.
Yeah.
That's
and that's probably the best ice cream I ever eat actually.
Okay.
But it's a one-time affair, so I did not name it. However, in Chaguanas, in that Mid-Center Mall, they have a booth doing ice cream there. I forget the name of them. And they're doing a curry ice cream, and it was actually nice. They have a curry mango and curry pumpkin.
Wow.
Them flavors was real nice. I enjoyed it. I was a little disappointed in the texture because it had little ice in it, the particles. I guess it was kind of early in the game and they was working out the science still. So I had to kind of tap back to check them out and see if that improved. However, the flavor though was enough for me to say I will eat this again. And I did that more than once. So yeah, that's my tree. I'm sorry, but that's how it goes.
Ronaldo.
Easy for me.
Chocolates, yeah.
No. If I had to choose one, I was going to say chocolate, but I think I'll give peanut the slight edge, just because of the nostalgia. I think I'll give peanut the slight edge. But it really and truly 50-50. Chocolate and peanut, for me, are the two top flavors. And after that, we could throw more or less anything else in. I see people saying ramen raisin, that's nice, orange pine, that's nice. But for me, I only need two, chocolate and peanut.
All right.
Ramen raisin will disappoint me often.
Hey, people in the comments, real savage. Wow, okay. They're saying some things in the comments, you're like, oh god.
Yeah, the comments is getting wild.
Well, welcome to table 34.
Yeah, I'm like, crap. Ooh,
for me, top soursop. Soursop is my. If I had to choose one flavor, soursop. In addition, the supporting cast, Guinness, and then coconut. That's my top flavors. Although I would say that a well done vanilla ice cream, that not too sweet, and they get that nice creaminess and the pure vanilla flavor. A perfect vanilla ice cream. Real nice.
Yeah.
Real.
I'll give it that.
Yeah. Right. So, on the topic of flavors, right? Actually, before we get into flavors, if I had to compare, now this might be a little hard. I guess it might be a little hard for Rennie. I'm not gonna guess your age at all. And Jonathan, I'm not gonna guess your age either. But back in the day, ice cream used to be a little different to what we know now. I think like the kind of creaminess that, as I say, Quincy, that mouthfeel of ice cream, that wasn't what we knew ice cream as back in the day. I think that is more, if you want to call it that kind of gourmet feel.
It is gourmet,
something that more prevalent now than back then. Yeah. Which, and anybody could jump in. What all you think in terms of that the contrast in textures? Which one you prefer?
I mean, growing up for me, I wouldn't be so back in the day as you guys, but I had a little back in my day. I mean, I grew up with a sauce of chili back in my yard, so my grandmother would make sauce of ice cream on a regular. But she would just blend milk, condensed milk, sauce up, and call it a day. And that would be the best thing for me because that's what I grew up on, and that's what I knew to look forward to every Saturday as a kid, you know.
Right.
But now, knowing that I know what I know, and well, I'm a professional chef too as well. So for me, I would always take that gourmet artisanal style versus the traditional local ice cream. I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes on a Sunday, you just want to go out the road and buy a scoop of the ice cream that you're accustomed because again, nostalgia actually brings back a lot of memories and all these things, but it will always trump the creamy texture or the artisanal will always trump the local for me. That's just for me.
I also feel like now the local or the buy on the road, the ice cream parlors, they've also changed the consistency of theirs.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Definitely. Because now the palates, people's palates have changed. And what they're accustomed to is that creamy flavor. So you find that what they now look for, whether or not they're back in the day or they're not as back in the day, and they don't have it to compare to, that's what our palates have now adapted to. And the creaminess is now what you look for or what you say is a good ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to thank Uncle Willie for that because he really is the one who started the full-blown commercialization of creamy ice cream, you know, back all the way back in the day, where everybody, I mean, I grew up with the home field, and go on it, round and round and round, you know, and but still, you do that at home because your grandparents did, you know, and you've actually had to do it too, you know, because but they had to stay and you had to turn and you turn. I mean, you appreciate that too, because after you work hard for it, you're like, yes, that tastes good. But then you go, like, okay, I can get this instead too. And, you know, it's equally, as they say, nostalgic, right? Which is why we love the peanuts and the baba beans and the sour stuff. But then again, you have creamy flavor of the vanilla and the chocolate, that, you know?
Yeah.
Different textures, but you appreciate both for what they are.
Yeah. What happened with me, so on a Sunday evening was the time when you wanted ice cream, but your mother was like, if you want ice cream, let's sit down and churn it. And so everybody used to take turns churning it. But I used to eat the ice and the salt on it, man. So by the time I eat about 5 or 6 of them blocks of ice, I eat no ice cream again.
Well,
no, you're greedy.
I had the same experience, of course, with everybody when the children, and the texture of that and the success of it was based on how much people are around the chain because children, right?
Yeah.
And you know, according to how much people are around to put that energy into it, is the quality of the ice cream that you're going to get. But then this amazing thing happened. I don't know, I'm going to show real age here, proper age. If you remember gold bond stamps that you used to get when I was going to Hilo, not Massey, Hilo, right? You redeem your gold bond stamps for things, right? And my mother redeemed someday, right? You know, normal, go on grocery, thing. And this one redeemed an electric ice cream maker.
Revolutionized game.
She changed the whole game. She changed the entire game one time. So I started to get kind of accustomed to, you know, textures a little smoother. Like I realized that is what could happen. Of course, my mother would work out the balances and things to make sure that she don't get much ice chunks in it and all that. But that was nice. However, I need to say that flavor, right? We talking nostalgia here, right? You can talk that nostalgia thing. Right? Flavor, right? Orange pine ice cream, right? Yeah. Used to be synonymous with class party. Now that class party don't have orange pine ice cream in it, flavor, right? Orange pine.
You know what? Yeah.
Horrible. They could have a horrible vacation.
And the small ones with the polka dot like that.
Yeah. With the spoon. Make sure you have your wooden spoon.
Yeah, understand?
Yeah.
That double-sided paddle kind of spoon.
Yeah.
Flavor, right? Orange pine. That's
true.
And the truth is, for me, it's interesting because that flavor was, I mean, it was neither orange nor pine. The ball rolling. Texture-wise, it wasn't the greatest, but I think that was or for me observing our palate accepted that. And I think it have a place in our memory that is very, a very emotional kind of time.
Yeah.
And I wonder how that would have fared in now times when we have all these different options by virtue of flavor, number one, and texture, mouthfeel, number two. It is an interesting thing.
Well, I mean, I agree with you 100% because that orange pine fit from it, right, was disgusting back in the day. And up to this day, people still have to when they're coming out with orange pine.
Tell Anthony.
When somebody back in the line, when they come on, because they came up with that's creamy over this game, with the vanilla and stuff. Again, what the palate has not custom. But people still want what they know as well locally. So give me the locals, and orange pine is always top of the list to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if we don't make it, like you say, we need orange, no pine. So I don't know how.
I mean, like if you were blind, the thing was orange in color.
Yeah, I mean,
it used to taste real good, but it was
at the end of the day, this was nice, This nice,
I have to say one flavor that Flavorite persisted or insisted in creating that I really didn't like was the golden vanilla with the cherry sauce. It's like
what was that? That was, I don't even know what that was. Like,
yeah, Dread. But for some reason, it always is short in birthday parties. You're vexing. And you know it comes, and back in the days, your fridge ain't working too good and things. So it's so.
Yeah.
It's a smoothie. But yeah. But the Flavorite strawberry again, I didn't taste it like actual strawberry, but it was real nice. It was real, because you know what, you grew up on it now, so you have that connection to it. You know, in terms of the flavor and that kind of thing. Ronaldo.
Let me respond to you a little bit and say, I think if Flavorite was still around, and I wouldn't get into the business aspects of Flavorite and why I feel it's not around. And just for clarity, I worked at Flavorite for about 7 years of my life, so it's near and dear to me. Yeah. So it's near and dear to me. And yeah, I do think yeah, I think even in a market now where we were dominant, because I think for a long time Flavorite did play in that market where there was the Haagen-Dazs, the Ben & Jerry's. I mean, they even imported. Flavorite was the franchise holder for Cold Stone. Right? And Flavorite, most people don't know that Dairy Bar was acquired by Flavorite a long time ago, so they manufactured all that. And if you go up and down the Caribbean, Flavorite manufactured most of the ice cream throughout the Caribbean, from Chefettes to Baiko to everything in up to Jamaica. From Jamaica to Guyana, most of it came out of that Flavorite factory on Bonjour Road, just with different formulations and all that kind of stuff. So Hadko have the man now. Jonathan know who he is. They had the man with the plan and the ideas. So yeah, I think they could have the product itself could have set up. I'm talking about even when Flavorite shuttered their doors for months after. Well, when I say shuttered the doors, wasn't selling product for months after. I would randomly stand up outside the factory and people would approach 3-4 people within half an hour looking to buy the same 90 ml or a 9.5. Because that 90 ml near and dear to us. And again, it's still have people going to school now, still have children going to school who would be our kids. And we grew up having that as part of our birthday party. So it still is something that people would have purchased and would continue to purchase if it was any market. But I think
For sure.
Where they really excelled was not necessarily any ice cream per se, but with the novelties.
Oh yes, for sure.
So when we talking about Naughty Royale and all of them things,
Yes.
Dark Gold wasn't it?
King. Dark and Gold.
Those novelties were
What
everything.
was the chocolate coated one? It was like a lolly.
Dark and gold, dark and
Yeah,
gold.
dark and gold.
Dark and Gold.
That was serious. That was serious.
That's all. I want to let me throw something in the mix. Cassata.
Hey,
Goodbye.
that was premium. That's premium.
I will tell you what
That
I'm doing. Like, I went and begged for Cassata to beg.
When I first tasted that, I was like, okay, flavor, okay. Yeah, no, that was good. That was good.
Yeah. Hey, as on the nostalgia tip, there's something to be said. People of my demographic go into our Globe, right? And after Globe, you walk downtown and then pass by Dairy Bar and then buy that vanilla soft serve and sit over the promenade, right?
Yeah.
Again, I will say straight up, I don't think it was the greatest thing, but for some reason, I couldn't go to cinema, walk down the road and not buy that. It was just part of the experience.
And you know what? As you say that, right? Dairy Queen had a soft serve back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
So that is where Digicel is on Green Corner now, right there. They got a Dairy Queen right there. That Dairy Queen soft serve was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Interesting.
Very synthetic, but it was amazing.
But it was nice, and I think that was that is the introduction to soft serve in Trinidad, though. That Dairy Queen soft serve.
That Dairy Queen soft serve was
Dairy Bar coming after that.
Yeah. You
understand? But that Dairy Queen soft serve was a reward. That was a good reward for anybody, you know? Yeah. It was best.
So what are the favorite novelties? Or you have something else to
novelties?
Jump in, novelties.
Ice cream sandwich, hands down.
Hands down.
Ice cream sandwich, yeah.
I feel like I'll go for dark and gold. Dark and gold.
Yeah.
That chocolate covering on that vanilla, that golden vanilla was epic.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I eat a bunch of them things when I joined. I mean, you're walking into ice cream factory with a fridge with all the novelties you can eat. Come on.
Sounds like heaven.
The Naughty Royale was good too, though. That was like a second for me.
That one is mine. That Naughty Royale was.
Yeah.
That was saying things that remind me of. In London, had this thing called a cornetto. That was a similar thing, right? And cornetto blew my mind. That was one of the times I went away, like, you know, maybe third time I live in the country or something as a youth man. And boom, this cornetto appear. Like, what is this? Bacchanal thing. Later on in the game, Naughty Royale come out and remind me of that. I like, this same thing. And it was real good. Quality-wise, it was real good, I find.
If I wanted to indulge Magnum, for sure, because I'd like that cracked chocolate on the outside.
I think even back in the day, I would have still take a dark and gold.
Magnum was a bit too sweet.
Maybe it's that, but I don't know, boy. Black and gold was just life.
I think it's vanilla, no. I think that vanilla inside.
They had a premium. Yeah, their vanilla was much better. But for sure, dark and gold was still good. Yeah.
I remember. Well, I know Renee wouldn't remember this because this was before your time. But on the avenue, there was a place called Cavallo's. Cavallo's is where Squeeze. Well, there's no Squeeze again. Where's the name of that bar now? On the corner.
Oh gosh, the one with the thing that slide up, right?
Yeah.
Havana?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's an ice cream place right there. Cavallo's was a family-owned business, yeah? It was local. Locally produced, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They had a good ice cream. As a matter of fact, that was a treat too. Like on a Sunday evening, family outing with, once in a blue moon, we had a hit a Cavallo's and, and get some ice cream. But I mean, that was 80s, I think. Yeah, that was way back in the 80s. Yeah. Sorry, really.
With things like I would answer it. I can't believe say it, but I would answer it because I get hooked. This thing that Dairy Bar served, Dread. Kind of like the blizzards. That would be novelty as well. That novelty.
Not so.
Not because it's typically just like an ice cream in a cup too. Yeah, it's not
just
a package
right?
desserts. Then yeah, it's not packaged desserts. Yeah.
So they call it take home because they have to actually take it with you and go here. So somebody have to take on.
Right.
Yeah.
Novelties is like impulse, consume one time type item.
Okay. Cool. Well, I wouldn't talk about the blizzards now then. But
it's good though. It's good.
It's stick up pin.
Blizzards.
Someone was asking what's the difference between gelato and ice cream.
A big difference. Gelato tends to have little to no cream at all. It's less. I don't want to use too much terminology, but less air in it. So it's more dense. They tend to use only the purest of ingredients. So if it's pistachio, there's no flavorings. It's just the nuts, the sugar, and the milk. So yeah, there's a big difference. Typically, traditionally, I should say, it's really made without eggs. But nowadays, some gelatos are made with eggs, but it's more health conscious compared to ice cream. Ice cream is more on the high fat content, and gelato is more dense, less of the air, so you have that richer, creamy. That's why you see in gelato they could actually take like a spade and slap it on, So yeah, that's the main differences between the two of them.
But actually, some people use eggs in their gelatos and so on. But if you ask the true Italian twist on the player, won't put any eggs in their gelato.
Yeah. So traditionally they don't. Yeah.
They put out there for more stabilization and anything.
Correct. Yeah.
Then what kind of milk does preferably use, like full cream kind of thing?
Yeah, you can. The milk is not the issue to say, because typically Italians use a lot of local, like right there, produce. Right, fresh, yeah. So they would typically get it from their local dairy place. So it's not to say that they go to the grocery and have to buy specific, milk. But it's for sure no cream really, or little cream, yeah.
That's what I meant when I say like wholesome ingredients, like
yeah. They are very specific on the quality of ice cream. If it's somewhere to go for gelato, it's Italy, because they are true to the ingredients. If you look at the ingredients list, it will be the milk, sugar, and literally the flavor that they have. Like if it's mango, it's just mango. It's not a mango puree with added this, added that. Right. Pistachio is the real deal. Like they are serious with it. Like
if you want to create a room for that, I'll plug a guy. There's somebody down here, Mama Mia. His gelato. I mean, he is from Italy, so he is.
Actually, yes. I tasted his chocolate and something else he had, and he had a dark chocolate. That was really nice.
He flavors, and he tries to do something here. That one that he says that is highly sought after by his patrons is in Nutella. It's a Nutella gelato, and he's like nothing else. Mirko, and he's very particular about what he puts on his stuff. So his gelato,
those Italians, you disrespect them with anything else but the truest ingredient. No, for real. It's like I've watched documentaries where they literally just. They don't care about you or anything you have to say. They just know your ingredients. Don't mess with ours. Yeah. They're serious about it.
And they'll be like, oh, it's nice, but no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna pose this question to everyone. What do you think we need here to develop something like a Devon House ice cream? Because Devon House ice cream is, yes, it's the chain and the outlets and thing, but they also have the experience of going to Devon House and having the ice cream itself now. And you know, what do you think we need to do something like that?
Vision.
All right, Q, tell us how you really feel.
No, I mean, because it's exactly what they say. It's about looking beyond just a product and trying to create an experience, trying to set up a full experience that is you know, the taste, the side, the comment, the interaction, you know, things that I would say straight up we take for granted, and put. I don't want to sound like the suffering creative here or the struggling artist, but we put the money over the actual passion, right? But there's a lot of money to make in selling passion. There's a lot of money to make in making emotional connection beyond just, you know, this thing tasting nice and there's a good product and we keep it consistent and we distribute it right and all this. Dread, the first person to embrace, and as we're talking about ice cream in terms of Devon House, but this goes across the board, full industry, right? The first person to start looking at things in terms of creating a full experience, you win. And that is what Devon House is. You come away and you talk about Devon House. You don't talk about ice cream.
Yeah.
That is part of the scene.
Yeah.
Like part of the scene. You talk about the Devon House experience.
Right. Yeah.
And that is what we had to look at. That is what happened.
I think that's where like you said, they come away talking more about Devon House. That's where the brand essence really is more important than the product. And I think personally, I think in Trinidad, we're still very much, even the market itself, I mean, there's certain aspects of the market that are different, but they're very much oriented. What can I want to get what I could get. This is, I want to feel how I could feel about the product. You know, so I just want to get my ice cream. I want to get this particular flavor versus how am I going to get it, how I'm going to feel about it when I get it. So the product is secondary to those experiences, whereas in Trinidad, the product is primary.
Right.
Experiences come after.
Yeah. Well, I think sorry.
Yeah.
I think
some kind of technical thing happening. But anyway, I just want to try a little thing out there. What? Yeah, man.
Yeah, we heard you.
A slight delay on you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A delay, I realize. So what John was saying, and to throw something towards John, experience-wise, a very interesting experience that I had was actually Haagen-Dazs booth in that was two CIC St. Mary's Tobago.
Yeah.
That's where we met.
Right. Yeah, that's where we met first, right? And that experience there was real nice. I set up a little cafe style thing in the dance, you know.
Yeah.
I walk away from that thinking that was cool, you know, that was a nice experience.
Yeah. But that's what I'm talking about in terms of what you mentioned when we saying, you know, who could do the Devon? I'm saying you have to have the vision. And Haagen-Dazs internationally has that kind of vision. So want to have people experience more and come back to Haagen-Dazs, and that's why the flavors to them. And even though we, like I said in Trinidad, we think of the product as primary, whereas they think of the product as really, they build their brand around the product, but the augmentation of the product is the most important thing to them, than the product itself. So that's why they always experimenting with different flavors. Like I mentioned, they took it away, but it was one of my favorites, the coconut passion. Coconut passion. You know, they playing around with the stuff. You know their product is good. You don't have to worry about the product. You know,
Correct. They've already built that quality and trust, and they just sell you on everything else. And I mean, we are into ice cream, so we know the markets and the terminology and everything that goes into it. But when you talk to the regular man on the street, I mean, if you use kids as example, my son don't associate Haagen-Dazs when he sees it in the supermarket. I could say from now till forever, this is the same ice cream. But he associates Haagen-Dazs as the shop. Is they go and sit down and eat ice cream and pick my flavor and get my toppings and it's really the experience. I mean, he could go there and eat the basic vanilla, but the Haagen-Dazs experience is really what they sell.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's as close as we get to experience. What I think, as Jonathan said, with the Trinidadian culture is, are we willing to spend for the experience? Our culture generally is, I just come for the flavor and the ice cream.
Yeah. Well, you know? I figure it might be how you position it too, because like as Quincy say, back in the day, you go to a cinema and you go on a date. Ice cream was an inextricable part of the date.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't ice cream.
Yeah, like you know, you're going on a date, you know, you want to snug afterwards and eat a little ice cream and, you know, whisper sweet things and all this kind of thing. But that was part of it. Ice cream was a huge part of dating culture. A huge part.
Yeah. I remember I went on a lecture once a few years ago and the teacher speaker was saying, if I want to carry my girl out somewhere, carry her to a Haagen-Dazs shop. If I want to, you know, if I just want to have ice cream, I'm going to have something else, you know, but they go in there for the experience first, the product second. That's why another point out, you know, are you willing to spend for that experience? A lot of the times, when we give the shops, people who walking and we're like, wait, that's how much fast to buy ice cream, but that's not what you're paying for.
Yeah.
That's for the super load.
Yeah. Well, now our policy is changing, but before.
Renee, audio very low.
You hearing me?
We hearing you, but it's very low.
I don't know what happened there. I was just saying, I don't think we are willing to pay for the quality as well as the experience, yes, but the quality, because just like I said before with Italians, and just like Haagen-Dazs has established, they have no worries on their quality. They know they put in the money for that strawberry. They know it's the freshest. They deal hands-on with their farmers, so they know for sure, hey, you're getting something like top of the line quality. So I think now our politics changing in TNT, but before we won't focus on the quality of flavor to say. We are focused on price range, I should say. Or what was I don't want to say convenience, but price range really, yeah. For me, the local brands, local brands, yeah, for them to move into like a Devon, so as you were saying, Badawi, we need to focus more on that quality of ingredients, because there are lots of things locally that we have that are amazing, but we don't take it serious, like chocolate. We make amazing chocolate here in Trinidad, but we don't focus on that. And we don't focus on, do you know I have over 30 chocolatiers in Trinidad and Tobago? Like certified chocolatiers, and we don't focus on that. So for me, I think that's one step that we could take into actually, you know, reaching to that phase for local brands. Yeah.
I have to support that though.
Yeah, so it's like imagine we don't have a branded chocolate that pushing the Trinitario bean. Like say, all right, like this is, you know, a Trinitario chocolate ice cream. Understand, on the market now. Yeah.
So like I was saying, there are over 30 chocolatiers, and for me, I chose one. His name is JB's Chocolates, and he makes it literally from bean to bar, and I can tell that he is someone passionate about what he does as well. He teaches people as well, because knowledge is powerful as well, right? So he actually teaches you through social media the process from bean to bar. So I think that's amazing, and that's why I support him, and I use that in my product. But I think if we more focus on the actual ingredients, I think we'll reach further. So yeah.
And it's gonna so go ahead.
It's also a question of the market itself, because people more focus like when we just imagine we are of our generation. I guess nobody age as recently. I have memories of that time tuning of the ice cream. If you go to American markets or European markets, they don't know about that. They
No.
got the ice cream.
Yeah.
And our generation, our parents' generation, from the grocery store, they have that taste. This is meant for a generation, an entire generation.
Mhm.
So they can afford to be like, all right, I want to put the quality higher than that.
Yeah.
So on. Whereas we are coming out of that. I want it available and I want it at a cheap price. And we're now graduating towards, okay, I can
Mhm.
get it, it's available all the time, the price is right. How do I get something better tasty? How do I get something that
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
put into that palette?
And I think we're taking a step back, unfortunately, because of COVID. Because now, where we were going in the direction of the experience and quality, and we didn't mind spending. Now, the regular Joe on the street really just checking every dollar because they're not sure what's going to happen. So, I mean,
Yeah.
the experience may not be something in the very near future until we could figure out the whole COVID scenario.
Yeah.
For me, that's actually for me on my part is actually different because I run an online business and it's only by delivery, right? So it's not like you actually go into a store. For me, it actually has made a turn for the betterment of my company because whereas we are only buying what you want, what you needed, now persons are buying what they want. So for me, I've seen an actual spike in my sales because now we're fed up with just buying the flour, the sugar, the milk, and putting down. They want things. So for me, it actually has helped my business in a weird
In a
way,
positive
but
way.
yeah, but I'm using that, and I had to actually increase in sales, increase in production now because of it. So
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it's a
in
kind of
business,
scale, yeah,
in business, you go and adapt or die. And as
yeah,
another, so, COVID,
Exactly.
another thing, this is the time for people to innovate and to get different ways of conducting it.
yeah,
And for you to go deliver ice cream, I mean,
yeah. I think that's why.
it's a noble idea, you know?
Yeah, I think that's where I kind of get the upper hand because it's actually delivered to you, so you don't have to come out because everyone is worried about coming to your home. So I delivered right outside your door, and I don't even like touch you or anything like that. So people are kind of okay, we can go that way, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
To,
pay for the convenience, not the experience, right?
Yeah.
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
to
Yeah,
chime into that and to probably give away information that I should be charging for, which is why I remain a broke artist. The way forward is really reimagining the landscape and reimagining what that experience is, right? Like completely. So what ice cream used to stand for. I mean, a change already in front of our eyes. That we talk about it, I talk about it. Ice cream for me changed from this thing that they'll have Sunday with your family and you had to chill and work for it to this thing that used to be a good compliment to a date and in a serious way, so much so you could get away with buying the Coke and popcorn, and not buying the hot dog and the apple. If when you reach down here, they buy a soft serve.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So like the experience and the role change, right? Right now we face a scenario where across the board everybody had to reimagine what that experience could be, right?
Yeah.
Without ties to what it was before. Reimagine what it could be right now.
Yeah.
Okay? And I think that is the key going
Definitely.
forward in a COVID space now.
Yeah. Actually, as you say that, I went to green market, new one that started in Aruka last week, and Euphoric Creamery. I don't know if you know them, Rennie, but is one of these chefs that used to work with Joe in Jaffa.
okay, yeah, Jaffa.
He started his ice cream business, and
No,
I don't know if he did these flavors because he was at the market um it's something that he always had, but he did a coconut and grapefruit sorbet,
sorbet, yeah.
and he had mango sorbet, and just the fact that the sun was hot in our
Mm-hmm.
market, and
And
Yep.
it's
sorbet is the best
yeah,
thing.
and then it's coconut and grapefruit, and then it's mango. So it's kind of like it real fit into the whole vibe, the overall vibe of being in that space now. And I
Right.
find that was a real good thing. It felt in addition to it tasting real good, it felt good to kind of to be in that space and enjoying that now, you know.
Yeah.
And
I think what Onella was saying in the beginning too, our palate is changing and persons are not realizing what sorbet is because a lot of people still don't even know what sorbet is.
Yeah.
So the mere fact we're living in the tropics and you can get something like a mango sorbet, yeah, that's definitely a go-to for sure. Yeah.
I mean, simply again, because people don't have the palate adaptation for sorbets where you'll win with your novelties. Because the novelties is where you tend to get those fruit flavors, that ice
correct.
cream finish. So people accustomed to that type of thing and you'll quicker adapt there. For, as you say, a feeling hot is a hot day. They go to a novelty for that cool down effect.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Versus the ice cream, which is very indulgent.
Now that we talk about the deviants,
yeah.
Dread, you see that blizzard thing that going on by the dairy bar, Dread? That blizzard thing. Tell you what, I eat that twice, right? 3 times. And I realize, you know what, for my own good, I need to stop doing this.
What size is buy? What size is buy?
Yo, go big or go home.
No, I have to get a mini because if I do anything else,
go big.
No.
Go big or go home.
I take this small one.
Nah. And just jump out. And hear what? Them things are real. I ain't gonna lie, they're real nice. They're but I mean the decadent, right?
Do you know why?
Them? Why is this?
Ice cream right out to the ice cream right out to the machine is the best it will ever be. It doesn't have any time to form ice crystal or form anything else.
Anything.
So that mouthfeel you're getting is 100% like the best that it will ever be. So it's for them, they have the upper. They will always have the upper hand because it's right out the machine. You're getting it right to your mouth, and it's like
the line.
Yeah.
So where you getting this? Where you getting this?
That's Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen. Right. Yo, it's encouraging to go iron line.
Yeah.
Iron line.
That mouthfeel, is different. It's like,
I only actually have a feeling for ice cream now.
Yeah. You can put your own, whatever toppings you want to, like, it's like.
Yeah. I talk about it now, and right now I get withdrawal symptoms. I started already. Nah, it's really nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
Yep.
So what we seen as the future for ice cream in Trinidad?
Good question.
Well, what we see as the future for Trinidad, I told right now with COVID.
Well, I mean, that's the future. The foreseeable future is COVID. So, ice cream can't stop. So,
But I don't really get to go to these markets because I'm from South and I work like every day. But I've been hearing a lot of these markets opening up. And I think to tie into what I said before, a lot of people are realizing that we have more and more local artisanal lines. So like you see the local chocolate, the local soaps, all these natural products. Yeah. So I think in the foreseeable future, the brands will start to notice that and start to do collaborations and start to actually make stuff with the local people. Because at the end of the day, remember what Q was saying is that Quincy was saying is that to have that backing of your culture in it, to actually get that, people will follow the passion and they will see that the small business person, making the soaps or making the chocolate has passion towards his, craft. Right. And he's a local Trinidadian. We need to support Trinidadians, and he has like a really high-end product. We're going to support that. So I think the brands are now going to see that in the foreseeable future. I hope that's what we're going to do because the more money we spend locally, the better for us. So I hope that's where it really goes to say. Yeah.
I think stores like Dreamy Creamy will I think they have stepped in and filled that void left by like the dairy bars and that kind of stuff, and I think they will continue to do well. I think they are the new version of the after your date or your dinner or your cinema or whatever, and get a you know, because they have a wide variety of flavors. It may not be the best, I mean, but it's a nice place to explore and experience something new for a fair price. It's not very expensive. So I think there'll be a lot of that. I am seeing in the supermarkets a fair amount of more premium, upmarket, upscale kind of things, smaller sizes, different flavors. And I think even in Flavor Right Days, they tried that with their G&J ice cream, which was made in Tobago. Was made with a bit better premium ingredients. And they had very out there flavors like pumpkin coconut, and Trinidad Creole chocolate, and a bunch of different.
That's like the cocoa ball flavor.
Yeah, so the Trinidad Creole chocolate,
Nice.
So it had a lot of texture in it as well. So they had a bunch of things like that. I think there will be people who come in to fill that void. I think when Flavor Right left the market, there was a huge rush from even the small startups like Bees and all of those to kind of fill that void. Hadco have stepped up somewhat. I wish they would kind of replicate Flavor Right a bit more rather than. I think even if it's for like a limited run, like a nostalgia kind of thing, like an old school, you know, bring it back in a short run, around Independence Day. I mean, Anthony always had these very novel ideas about ice cream and wanting to do things with red, white, and black and various things. And I mean, things that a small shop like Rennie wouldn't necessarily be able to do and distribute widely. So I think there is opportunities for that kind of stuff to happen, and Hadco is going to lead the way because they are the biggest and best ice cream manufacturing factory that we have. So they're the only people who can really lead that. I mean, there are Frosties and these other people who on a smaller scale, and I hope Bees and them step up as well. But I think there's a whole lot of space for us to innovate. We have been the ice cream capital of the Caribbean for a long time, and I would hate for us to lose that. So there's the Devon House and all that great, but we have been pushing ice cream forward in the Caribbean, and I hope we continue to do that in some way.
Jonathan, is there an opportunity for you all to do that kind of thing, to like collaborate with, let me say, like, so a collaboration between Häagen-Dazs and Rennie, you know, to do a special run of one of her signature flavors? You all have that kind of flexibility?
Not necessarily with Häagen-Dazs, but Creamery, to Ronaldo's point, I mean, Creamery is on the market for only 2 years.
Right.
2 years last, well, in May. So, I mean, even though they have Anthony and a lot of the experience behind Flavor Right on the team and so on, it's a baby. It's a baby of the company. It's a baby in its operations. Plans, to your question of what is in store for the future, immediate term, just managing how the market, the ups and downs, the dynamic nature of the market, just making sure we capture the opportunities, don't fall into the pitfalls that may occur. But in the long term, the opportunities are so many. So many. So all those things of, you know, bringing back that nostalgia, that's in the pipeline. Having other different flavors, that's in the pipeline. Working with local person, that is in the pipeline. Nice. So all those different things are on the table. I don't think they will ever take anything off because, again, it's locally manufactured. And we want to maintain Trinidad being as the ice cream capital of the Caribbean, if not the region, in the years to come. So that's the future for Creamy. But in terms of like the international imported brands, Häagen-Dazs, Ben & Jerry's, Nestle, their future is as it has been, because they've been around for years. Häagen-Dazs is, I think, almost 20 years in Trinidad just now. Future yeah, I think it's 2002 it came here, so yeah, 20 years in about 2 years' time. Nestle's been here since the 90s, Ben & Jerry's about, around the same time as Häagen-Dazs. So these brands, they're and their offerings really, like I said, Häagen-Dazs, they don't worry about their product. They know their product's good, their promise is good, everything about them, they know it's good. A lot of people ask, why don't they make eggless this and no sugar that? They stick to their guns, like the Italians. They don't want to change what they do.
Yeah.
So the future for them is pretty much product innovation and you know, just making the brand exciting by doing different things.
Yeah.
with the product and making people think. And it's the same thing. And with Ben and Jerry's, if you look at international news, they're changing all the time. They made a flavor to commemorate the current movement going on in the United States right now. Just want to be back. You know, so that's how flexible they are.
They have so many flavors. They have a graveyard for flavors.
Exactly.
They have a real graveyard where you can actually visit and see the tombstone with the
That's bad. That's sick. That's real sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry are still alive and going strong.
No, they still work for the company. They're still there with the company, hands-on, very hands-on. Yeah.
You know, so they are always doing things. And Nestle, Nestle is the biggest company.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Häagen-Dazs is part of Nestle.
In the United States, Häagen-Dazs is part of Nestle, but Häagen-Dazs it's a funny brand. It's owned by two different companies. And that's all based on licensing internationally, which is what we get in Trinidad. It's distributed by General Mills, which is one of the largest companies in the world. And they take Häagen-Dazs how it was from the original owner, that high-end, high-quality type ice cream, whereas in the United States, and again, people always say China is like the United States back there. And so we're familiar with what is in the United States. It's owned by Nestle under license. So it's not necessarily the same quality because they use different ingredients. Like the milk is different from what you get on the international market. So it tastes different. But again, the future for the brand as a whole is going towards the same direction. But that's where, again, that's where the whole difference in product is. And that's why I say the product is not really their concern per se. They're more about the brand and how the brand is on the global stage. So these bigger, these international brands, they're pretty stable and they just want to make sure they have presence in this market because they know Chinese love the belly and knife.
Yeah, I was now gonna say that because like Renee's one is very it's local and it suits a certain clientele, but you wouldn't be targeting everybody. You are the massy consumer, the true value consumer. So in the case of me and Jonathan is really to make sure availability and then as he mentioned variety, you know, making sure that we keep the flavors fresh, make sure that we meet any needs of, we all spoke about the local flavors, making sure that we adapt to those needs of the consumer for the mass consumption. Because me as a consumer, I would eat both. You have the moments where your pocket could afford mass or it's what's available at the time. But then when you go to an upmarket or a market, you're willing to spend the extra and support the local. So you still have the same consumer, but purchasing different variety. And that's where we need to make sure, across the brands, because Bon and Creamery really go after the same consumer. And it's really to make sure that we are visible and available, as well as meeting the flavor varieties that your customers want.
Correct.
Yeah. Well,
answer your question.
The talk was sweet. Pun intended. I really want to thank Jonathan, Ornella, and Renee for joining us. It was a nice chat. So what we saying is the best flavor?
Renee, tell people where they could find you.
So I'm an online store. So you can type in SORVETE, it's Sorvete. And basically I deliver to your home. So there's an online form, you fill it out and I deliver ice cream to your home or at your office or a public location. It's really up to you. What I love about it is that we are always changing our flavors every month. It really sticks a theme. And right now, this month is actually spirits because, one, I knew it was Father's Day. Yeah. The Guinness. I knew it was Father's Day month, really. And we're in quarantine, a lot of people can really get to go to their bars. So I was like, you know what, spirits. So I'm using the local Angostura rums in the ice cream. So I'm still playing back on traditional. So you have rum and raisin, but it's still high-end because it's richer, it's creamier. And then I just did Guinness for this weekend. And I paired it with brownies. And again, I'm using the local cocoa powder from the chocolatier. So that's what really sets us apart. I think the community base that we're building, I'm trying to build, really makes it different. But yeah, it's online. And for me, I love the fact that if I was a consumer outside of me being the boss, for me, I eat ice cream breakfast, lunch, and it's not a joke. I literally had a pint this morning, and my mother was like, "Renee, you need to stop this. Like, you didn't even have any food for the day, and this is what happening." But it's the truth. I live and breathe it. So for me, if I had the chance and I could order it and it come to my house, that's it there. So Quincy, if I wasn't running so that's it, and DQ was doing that, you see them blizzards? Yeah. That was it. Like nobody could have
serious. This serious.
Yeah.
Very serious.
Vanilla, Bon?
In terms of availability?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bon is available in basically every supermarket, mini mart that you can find. Where we are different, I mean, Creamy recently launched their novelties, but where we are very strong is not just the ice creams, but we have a strong novelty range with a couple new things coming, so y'all can look out for that. And in terms of advertising or where you can get further information is the Bryden's Food and Living social media pages, so both Facebook and Instagram.
Nice.
Cool. John?
All right, well, so many different brands under the again, if you want to know about Häagen-Dazs, Ben & Jerry's, Nestle, go on the Facebook pages. There are local pages there. So if you want to drop a question, find out any information, don't go on the international ones, because like I said, the international market may have things we don't carry.
It's different, yeah.
It's very, very different. Don't go on the US page, because a lot of people go on the US page and expect the same things to be here.
Yeah. Can you
Go on
imagine?
the Häagen-Dazs City page, Ben & Jerry's page, Nestle City page. And for Creamy Novelties, the Facebook page, Instagram, and you can go on the Hardcore website, hardcore.com, and you can find out anything, and you can ask any questions. And all of the questions come to me directly. So yeah, if you don't know anything, send an email and I will answer you.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh, Jonathan, quick question. I saw you posted a video recently showcasing the factory. I think it would be a great idea. I know it will have a lot of health and safety regulations you'll have to pass through. But it'd be real cool to have like a tour. Like, people would love to come and see ice cream being made. Like, I mean, they could be on the top and just looking down through a glass.
Yeah, and then they get a bag of ice cream to go home with, and then
You know, essentially, like Renee trying to get ice cream to eat on the side. Like, let's eat at the top.
But like I said,
enough for the patrons, you know.
a lot of things are in the pipeline, because I know it's something like what you get. I mean, you already have that kind of locally in terms of Tommy's with their beer. You can go and see all the guys, the brewers right there on the side while you see them brewing it, and then you say, all right, I want this, and you get that. I mean, like I said, the brand is new, the operations are very, very new, so who knows what will happen in the future.
Cool. So thanks everyone for joining us. We usually have a little after party. I mean, you're all welcome to come back if you all want. It's a lot less structured. The audience gets a bit more involved.
It's not recorded.
Yeah, it's not recorded. Yeah. Whatever happens to the after party stays in the after party.
Right, so we want to thank you guys for joining us. Look like Renee dropped off. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a part. It's really appreciated. And see you all who wants to be in the after party. You all know the drill. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Good night. Bye.
So we back.